Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the Be So For Real pod. We are we're doing it better every single time. It's episode fucking 15 at this point. I feel like we should have it down.
It is?
I don't care about this. Guys, we're back, and there might be something flowing in the background because of the AC, but we're literally dying from heat. We put on some like chatty McLip clumper ass shit on our lips that our special guest actually let us use.
Yeah, so we'll be interviewing later. So
interviewing is crazy. That's crazy. We're going to have a special guest on the podcast in like a couple of minutes or whatever. But we're gonna talk about everything that's literally been happening because we've been like on and off of the podcast, and it's literally like making me die inside.
But I feel like this podcast, I know we keep saying it with every podcast.
No, but I feel like this podcast is a good one because we took our time away from each other.
We did.
We needed some time away from each other.
Yeah, and that's why
like
we just didn't go to Coachella.
No, literally, we're just at Coachella sleeping in a fucking Tesla for 3 days in a row. But we're back. We have a lot of stories to tell you guys, and I'm so excited to talk about Coachella. That was literally
2 weeks worth of things to say.
Literally so much to say, and that brings us into our peak and our pits because that was a good trip.
Okay.
My personal peak is definitely Coachella. Like, let's be so fucking dead ass. I know that's not the this week pit or peak or whatever, but I feel like Coachella really just like recharged my social battery. The house sound
definitely
fully recharged it, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Definitely for me, my peak is Coachella too.
Really?
I mean, I feel like we can talk about everything later on.
Yeah, we'll talk about more about Coachella. It's so funny that like our peaks in our life is like Coachella. You sound like a fucking LA ass influencer.
Well, okay, like Coachella camping. All around.
But Coachella car camping is next level, guys. Oh my gosh, wait, people are actually really asking for a podcast because I was live earlier and people were like, talk about Coachella. So
okay,
we're gonna talk about Coachella.
So Coachella's coming up later on in the pod, y'all.
But so my peak was definitely like the after of Coachella because I just felt like such a good like social battery moment. I was literally talking to Lewis about this the other day. I feel like before Hawaii and before Coachella, I was like so socially dead. Like I hated going out, I hated everything, and like now I feel like I'm like slowly starting to like enjoy going out again, putting myself out there, you know, just talking to different types of people, and it's fun. It's a vibe, and that's my peak. And then my pit. It's just hard to have a pit when you're so grateful, you know. Like it's just like. Also, guys, I'm high. Oh my gosh, I'm literally high. This is the first podcast I've ever done high. So like.
Okay. This is the first podcast like drunk.
Yeah, we're like blacked out. Oscar's a beatbox.
Again, if you guys didn't see like last podcast, I had a beatbox again.
Yeah, Oscar's been drinking a lot of beatbox recently.
Well, it's because low-key, this is only like $5 and it gets me good tipsy. Like, I spend like $20 on like those Biggie balls, and then I can just get one beatbox.
No, I don't think like spending $20 on Biggie balls is any better, but I do feel like beatboxes are scary. I don't know why. It's just like I'm drinking wine right now, but wine in a box, and I feel like that has like tequila in it too. I don't know.
Oh, it probably does, honestly. The way it just gets me so like tipsy and everything. I'm like, all right,
that's the tea. We hope tonight, y'all. Every single night, Oscar's like, we hope tonight, y'all.
Yeah, I can with the Instagram.
My pit was definitely just like probably like the come down that happens after a really good moment. I talked to my therapist about this. She told me it was normal, but like. Humans have a really easy time having like the worst come downs after like a really good moment, like a fun moment. Like how do you literally come back from being in a desert with so many fun people for 3 days?
Exactly.
And then going back to like life. Like I'm grateful obviously for my life, but dead ass like Coachella, nothing compares. So it was like a hard come down. And I also had that after Hawaii, and I feel like I've been slowly trying to get back into like my mojo or whatever. But I
feel like Hawaii and Coachella were very like high.
Yes.
Like a high, but like a high.
April was a high.
Yeah.
April was really high. Like I went to not Coachella. I went to Hawaii the first week with my boyfriend Lewis, like spontaneously out of nowhere. Best week ever. Came back for a couple days, then went to Coachella out of nowhere because he convinced me. Amazing time. And now I'm going to the Oscars tomorrow. So it's just like really amazing. So grateful.
And I'm with the Grammys.
Yeah, we won a Grammy.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, what about you?
I feel like I would say my pit would be the same thing too, but I think honestly like Coachella was fun and everything, and I honestly like obviously the come down was horrendous because it's like, oh my goch, so much fun, and the people that we met was so like let me stay with you guys.
No, literally, like they're
amazing people.
Amazing people.
But I think the only thing would be like the routine that I lost, because now I'm just like trying to get back to in the routine of like everything.
No, it's definitely a thing. I get
like,
that.
Remember how I called you yesterday and I was like at the gym and everything? Like, oh wow, like
guys, Oscar went to the gym, took a picture, loved it, and then now he's on some kick about he's like, I'm never gonna go out again. I'm never gonna drink again. I don't want to hook with nobody. Like I'm in my like fitness hot air.
No, I really did. Honestly, did I go to Rio this weekend? No,
he didn't.
I stayed home.
He stayed home, and I went to Rio.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Switching places.
It's always like that. That's always how it is with like friendships. Like there's always like the switching spots. Like I used to be like really wanting to go out, and my friends were like no. And then now my friends want to go out, but you've always wanted to go out. So this is like a different story. Like let's not like a different game. Anyways, okay. So what was your peak though?
I said Coachella.
Oh,
Coachella, definitely that's what I would.
But like that's not this week. Like what was your peak from this week? Because Coachella was like 8-9 days ago. So
probably I don't know. Probably just getting back into like everything that I had planned. Like, and having more like organization with like my routine again.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because Loki, bitch. After Coachella, I went MIA for 2 days. 3 days.
Me too.
I was like, I'm not talking to anyone.
No, I just posted my Instagram reels and I disappeared. And I'm gone.
And I'm gone. I had a mentally process what had just gone down.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, and plus I met like so many friends, and I feel like I made so many new loves. Like, we
have so much to talk about. It's so fucking funny.
I'm like name drop boom.
Yeah, a lot of name drop booms. But okay, so peak was Coachella. Yeah. It was also a come down. I'm assuming.
Definitely the come down, but again, just probably losing my routine. That
okay. Yeah. Have you been working?
Huh?
Have you been working?
No, I've been working less.
Really?
I've been calling off. I'm surprised I haven't got fired.
No, really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's calling off season. Like everybody's starting to give up.
Yeah, but now that it's like I feel like the heat vibes and everything, I see more pool parties.
Yeah, Oscar's trying to get me to go to a pool party tonight. I'm like, boy, that fuck.
I know, but it's kind of fun though. Like we have to start setting up for the like.
I understand the whole like. Vibes. This is my whole thing with like just like the whole like LA vibe. Like I love going out and socializing, but I feel like you never know who you're gonna run into when you go out and socialize,
and who you're gonna socialize with.
Yeah. So it could be good or it could be bad, and a bad situation could lead to drama, and I just don't want to be involved in any drama. So I would respectfully decline the offer.
Honestly, into the water.
Yeah, sometimes you have to dip your toes into the water. And then not our feet on the camera. They're gonna like freak out again.
They're like, yes.
They're like, please comment more feet. Like that's so weird.
Beyond table.
Yeah, no. Oscar last time was like, oh my gosh! Literally one time. Oh, this is dark. I don't know if it's dark, but one time when like I was in my YouTube era when I was like 10 years old. Oh my gosh! Me and my friends had a YouTube channel where we would all like post like videos of us together, and then there was like people who would dare us to like count our toes.
What the hell?
Like on the camera and shit.
It's all like fucking Victoria shit.
No, like literally like, but I don't know if they said count or like do something weird, but I remember we were like
it's a lot of garden in those videos.
No, exactly. No, but like we were just like honestly maybe that kind of weird shit like normalized the like YouTube narrative, because I remember like people would comment that shit and we would be like and then like everybody got taken down and we were all like, what happened? Like what happened?
We're just counting our patas.
Yeah, no, literally like so cute, but no, honestly, off. But okay, peeking our pits. What else were we gonna talk about?
Well, I feel like now we can just start settling in to our.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we can start off the pod.
Okay. Yeah.
A little juicy, little tea.
Okay. Well, basically, guys, today we oh gosh, this is such a weird thing to like.
No, it's a good intro, guys.
Okay, so let me hear what you would intro this as.
I would say there was a fallout. I'm like Dramageddon, if you would say. No, I'm just kidding. There's no drama. I feel like there was just miscommunication all around, but now here we are.
I don't know how to like go about this, but basically, like,
let's just say what it is. Like there was a fallout, and then now things came up that made the situation clear. Yeah.
Vision 2020. Yeah. Glasses on.
Communication was done.
Hey, let's stop being like little pussy. So basically, we have somebody here as a podcast. Little episode moment. Me and him had a falling out. You guys obviously, well, I don't think we've talked about it that much on the pod, but we've definitely brought some things up because it's obviously gotten brought up. And I think the main thing on Scoop's there is that I had a close friend that I met in LA and we fell out. And it was a little drama here and there because we talked about it on live. People brought it in. Followers got involved. This sounds so drama. Nobody gave a fuck. But at the same time, we're here to clear up the air. And Oscar the other day had some stuff to say on live about it. So I think we should just really dig into the moment.
You know. Set the tone.
So I'm gonna need a fucking mindset for this one.
But look here, our mics have been acting up, so we have to take a break to make sure that our mics are still working. Mics
work real quick, and then we'll
be back with the interview.
Okay. All right, guys, we're starting it right here. We have our what is it called? Host? Not host. Guest. We have a guest today.
Yeah, special guest.
We have a special guest, and that is none other than
Drew. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
everybody, let's give a proper introduction to Mr. Drew Carrington. Yeah. Woo! Everybody shout a clock.
Oh, shout a clock.
How far do I keep it?
Put it like maybe like right here.
Yeah. Okay.
But you talk a little quieter, so even like right there's fine.
Oh, me.
Okay, so.
All right, so
Okay, guys, wait, just don't.
Is this good or no?
Yeah, it's good. Just don't touch that button right there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, basically, we're here with Drew. Can I just? How much can I? I'm not getting into a lot. Obviously, that's like but we're gonna get into it.
Mhm.
So, like, just tell me if it's ever awkward.
Good layout.
Yeah, no, it really is. So, just tell me if it's like ever awkward or anything, because I know we're just like getting into it, So that's that. But basically, guys, this is so dumb. Me and Drew had beef. We had beef online. That's what it was. There's a couple different reasons as to why we had beef, and we talked about it on the podcast a couple times. And Drew reached out to me like 2 weeks ago, so like it brought up like just a new conversation. And Drew and I were gonna smoke, and then me and Oscar were gonna film a podcast. So I was like, oh my gosh, like why not just film a podcast together? Because like there's no actual hate, but there was like underlying tension for a while. So I feel like we're just gonna address it, and we're gonna talk about what really happened between us.
So let's start with the questions. Come on.
No, so I just want to hear what like you would have to say about anything. Just say you. No, not even about us. Like even about you.
Want to reach out to Pablo?
Well, no, this is giving Dr. Phil. I was more so saying.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, you can say
that, baby.
You can say anything about like you, like just like what's up? Who are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Drew. If you don't know who I am, I own a jewelry business. That's basically it. That's all I'm known for. But the whole drama that happened, the main reason why I reached out now was because I went through a breakup, toxic. Then I saw a therapist,
Yeah.
and then the therapist, we went, every single day for a whole week after the breakup. And then she wanted to know the backstory before that, and I included the drama. And then she's like, I think you need to reach out to the people that were hurt because of this relationship, and make amends and take accountability for what you did. No matter if you did it because you thought you were doing something good, you still hurt someone along the way.
Yeah.
So then that's when I reached out and I was like, oh, let's talk, but we don't have to. You're not comfortable with that.
Yeah, I got that. Wait, you try to say it a little bit more this way.
I'm like trying to like
the BBO.
Yeah, the BBO. You're like, whoa. Okay. Well, let me hear what you. Actually, let me just talk. Okay. So
let me just.
I mean, I feel like Drew and I have really like already talked about this, so like it really like did get to a point where things were okay. But I feel like the other day, like we were on live, me and Drew, and then Oscar joined the live, and then Oscar had some words to say for Drew on the live, and it caused a debate in the chat. But at the same time, it's really not that serious. So I think that we should just maybe get into what actually happened.
Yeah.
What the tea was.
Well, I feel like what Pablo's trying to say in this scenario is like, with everything going on, like I think he just wants to know what led to this point. Like, what made you come to the point to cut him off?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That reached the point where it was literally just a relationship of like, oh, I don't feel comfortable you talking to this person because of this that happened at an event and all of that, and because of this. It's like, and if you want to make this relationship work, just like you would tell me, I don't want you to follow this guy, I don't want you to hang out with him. And then that's when I told Pablo, and I didn't necessarily cut him off. I just said, oh, hey, I'm gonna take some space, and I'm not gonna be able to get back to things. And then I sent some things, but that's literally basically it. And then obviously it led to more, and then comments started coming in on the lives, and it was just like, by your name. And then and then long story short, broke up, saw a therapist, and I was like, oh, I'm a shitty person. So
I mean, at the end of the day, like I feel like most people go through relationships where it comes to the point. I feel like it's normal too, where like your significant other tells you to cut someone off, but at that point, like I think we're all knowledgeable to be like, hey, like actually that's my friend, like, you know, like he was there for me, so I don't want to just cut him off like that, or like just don't want to distance myself like that. The way that I saw it, it was just more so like I feel like he trusted you with a lot of things, and in that case it's just like I mean I'm one of his close friends, so I'm trying to make sure that everything's okay, you know what I mean? And with everything going on, I was like, okay, but at the end of the day, like no one had problems with you. At the end of the day, like you are an amazing person regardless, and you're like, but in that case I had to choose like make sure that he was okay too.
No,
you know what
1,000%.
I mean? So what do you have to say, Kimani?
What was I gonna say? No, yeah. So basically, the lore, I feel like, just comes from that night where me and your ex got into an argument, And that for a while, I told you this when we first talked, that for a while made me feel like crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, like my friend's cutting me off for this, but the boyfriend is also pissed at me for this. And I was a little bit drunk, so like I don't know what actually happened, but at the same time I knew I was just defending myself, you know? So for a while it felt like this thing that I had to like convince myself that I wasn't like this aggressive crazy person that like lashed out like crazy on this random guy that I don't even know. But then I realized that like as a human you can only get to one point so far to where you're gonna like just lash out, and that's something I also work on as well. But like that, I think what happened was just like we went to a party and you got really drunk, and then it got to a point where it was like you're blacked out, like obviously like messy, like throwing up, like falling everywhere.
Most of those like scenarios.
Yeah,
like, I feel like everyone like you've seen me.
Yeah,
you literally seen me.
Mind you, this was like the first time me actually going out because I've never been to a club.
Yeah.
I've worked.
Oh no, the problem was never you at all.
I understood. Like you.
Yeah,
they see me on my birthday.
No, yeah, we've seen. I've put my fingers down Oscar's throat on his birthday. No, I did, and I did too. You were there, like did us, but no, but like it was never like you weren't bad for being drunk, and I necessarily wasn't even good for helping you because it's just something that I'm doing as a friend, you know. So I never thought like, oh, I'm just a great ass person. But I feel like I was taking care of you the whole night, like by my side. I had throw up all over me. I was getting yelled at by different like influencers left and right, and just sitting there, I was like, whoop, but it's okay because like my friend, you know, is like I'm taking care of him. But then that night, like I think what it was is like you dropped your phone or something, right? Like you dropped your phone and Oscar picked it up or something like that. So you didn't have your phone for the party bus because me and Drew like got split up on a party bus, and then Oscar got left in the car because they didn't let him. They didn't let him on the party bus or something like that. Or that.
You don't have enough followers.
Yeah, no, but Revolve. Wait, everybody saw that video. That's crazy.
With a million.
Yeah, Reagan posted it. I love Reagan. I've heard about Reagan so many times for Indy now. Gosh, she's like huge. She's getting big. Lewis was like, "Oh yeah, I followed her because she has over 1 million and she didn't go in." I'm like, it's so easy how the public really is convinced that easily.
But did you see Tana's Mojo's response?
Yeah, Tana was like, "Girl, like everybody knows Pizza Slime is known for this."
Yeah,
like literally.
They're bit.
Yeah, they're bit. So then, sorry, going back to the thing. Yeah, we were like, I was just taking care of him. He dropped his phone before the party bus. Oscar picked it up because he wasn't allowed on the party bus. So Oscar went in his car and followed us. Me and Drew had a whole moment in there where he was throwing up everyone on me, and I was like, scary. But then when we got off the bus, I was like, okay, like cleaning myself off. Oscar pulled up in his car like to save the day or something.
No, because the way that I came into the whole parking lot, like, why did I swerve into like I was like a superhero?
No, literally, Oscar was like, because he knew.
It was low-key chaotic because I was like driving from 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And as I was driving up, that's when I saw like, holy shit! Like I turned around the phone and I saw all the missed calls.
Yeah.
And I was already arriving, so I was like, oh, Pablo's here. I'm just gonna get to Pablo.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Pablo, like just like I think. I think Drew's boyfriend is calling him, and I was like, oh my gosh, like let me see. So I grabbed the phone. I'm like, holy shit, like I'm gonna call him back right now. I'm like, and I call him. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, what's up? Oh, not hey, what's up? I was like, hi, like I just want to let you know, like what's going on. Like he's throwing up right now. He's not good, whatever. And the first thing I get on the phone is, what the fuck is your problem, you fucking weirdo? What the fuck? Get the fuck away from my boyfriend, you fucking nobody. And I'm like, what? And he's like, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck are you doing? Who knows what you're doing with my drunk boyfriend? You're probably doing all this weird shit with him. Literally, like, acting like I'm doing something inappropriate to Drew. As if I was
me talking to the
as if I would ever do that to anybody. Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, that's not what's happening. Like, the phone got dropped. He's drunk. I don't know. This is my first time going out drunk with him. Like, how am I supposed to know? Also, I don't know you. Like, how am I supposed to know to call you? Why are you mad at me for not calling you? Like, I don't know you. And then it was basically like a thing of like, get the fuck away from him. Like, you would be nothing without him. Like, he made you. Like, all this crazy accusations. I'm like, well, aw. And obviously, like, Drew and I like had a moment. We like had a moment. But like I've been doing this shit for so long before. He's been doing this shit for so long before. We barely ever crossed paths like until recently. So I was kind of like, why are you talking like that? Like fucking relax. Like, and then he just kept going with it. And I was like, I say this to my fucking face. We're on the way back to drop him off to you. You can pick him up and say that to my face. He said, oh fucking say that. Just kept going off with me for like 5 more minutes to the point where he kept hanging up, calling up. It was a whole fucking mess. And you were there, you heard all of this, like literally. And I was being very nice at first. No, I was being so nice at first, and then I did get to a point where I was like yelling back, you know? It escalated. When we got to the place, he like came out hot and ready to like save the day. Like Drew was just fucking blacked out in the back of my car. Like literally, we got home safe.
And there's me, I'm like
literally, like we gave him water, food. He had the whole back. He was great. brought him to this boy, and then he immediately started being like, yo, you're so fucking weird, like, bye, weirdo, like, I'll see you from the top of my penthouse, like, when me and you are in a fucking mansion, and you're on the fucking floor, you broke-ass bitch, like, da-da-da-da, like, see you from my penthouse, and I was like, you literally, that's so fucking weird. And I did get aggressive, and I got in his face, I was like, but that's, like, the most it ever was. Like, bitch, like, you're literally, like, we're grown adults. If people talk to each other, I would expect it to get to an escalation to where something's gonna happen. So I really don't have any hate for that person, but it did affect us, and I knew that when that happened, it was gonna affect a close relationship. It's like if you get into an awkward situation with your friend's boyfriend, I'm not even gonna be mad at you if you choose your boyfriend's side because I get it. You know what I mean? I made my boyfriend like unfollow. He's made me unfollow. Maybe more so in the past, but like I get it. You know? So I never like took it that serious. You know? Until it was like the whole live narrative. And we were like talking about it on live and shit. And then I feel like you were telling me that you weren't talking about it on live, but like I feel like we kind of came to the consensus that you were, right?
Talking about what exactly?
Like me.
The whole you?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like when you were talking on live, like that one time when I was on the live and you were like, "Ew, what the hell?"
See, yeah. Then I told you this. Like, it was never towards you. I did had a lot of messy story times, but it was all around this certain person that we both know the name of. You know what I mean? And it was that. I did mention you a few times when the comments were like, "Oh, did you hear what Pablo said? Oh, Pablo's dropping tea, or did you see the tea Pablo dropped about you?"
That's crazy.
And it's like, "Oh, you're so messy. Pablo told us what you did," and I was just like,
"What are you talking about? That's crazy."
No, like that's like weird. And then there's like one person that we both know. Look, starts with an S. You know that user?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was instigating. Literally yesterday when I posted the photo, with you in the background with like the blue, you know what I mean? Don't hear. He was just like, and I, like you do too much.
No, he's always like all the time talking about it all the time. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. I'm like,
oh wait,
oh my god.
But also one time he literally like told me he saw me walking on the street. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, let's just move on. But anyways, so yeah, like that night, like kind of made things awkward. I was scared about where our friendship was gonna lead, but we were okay for a couple of days until like a couple of days when you just like cut me off and you were like, you texted me randomly out of nowhere, like, I need to stop being friends with you. Yeah, like after that, I knew things were gonna be uncomfortable, and like that made me really sad because I was like, fuck, like I fucked up a relationship. You know, like I fucked up a friendship. But then I was like, wait, but like nothing really happened. Like all I did was just like talk back to somebody that was being so disrespectful to me. And yeah, I got into somebody's face, but I didn't lay my hands on nobody. I didn't touch nobody. I didn't freak out on nobody. I defended myself, you know? And I like had a hard time like thinking about that because for a while I was like, oh, he's mad at me, so that must mean I did something wrong. But then when you reached out like a little bit ago, it kind of like, it was like healing because I was like, okay, like, you know, there are friendships that I've stopped in my life for many different reasons. And for some of them, I felt like I didn't really do anything wrong, but I convinced myself that I did. So when this happened, I was like, okay, T. And then I like was able to talk to you. And we had like a long talk, obviously.
Yeah, it was like 3 hours.
It was like 3 hours. And it was like T, and it was obviously like very stern. And
I also think it was like with everything happened in like a certain time too. Like there was a lot more things that were going on when.
Yes.
Like I think we all know what had happened with the whole like.
Oh what?
I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about actually.
But like everything going on when like had happened with the whole. I won't bring into it because like I don't want to like do the whole narrative. But there was many more things going on.
I know what you mean.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yes.
But
you were talking about like personal lives. We all had our own.
No.
But that too.
But I feel like that just added on to like more confusion with everything going on. It could have been like it may have looked like, oh, like, well, now that this boy is gone, I'm gonna go for this boy. And that kind of thing, you know what I mean? And that's how it may have looked like, but I don't know. Like I feel like with everything going on, it just made it seem like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
valid, and we're good now. Honestly, like we got ourselves, like we've hung out a couple times in the past couple of weeks, and like we're like obviously like just we're chill, and that's fine.
And I even asked like Pablo's friends, and I was just like checking in to see like clear the air really.
Yeah.
Because like obviously I don't want to cause even more drama,
Yeah.
or make more confusion and like weird vibes.
Yeah.
So.
But also, like, to be real, like I know this like isn't like the craziest thing, like because I feel like people are like they're so chronically online, like talking about this, like about nothingness. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like this is my career at least, you know, and like relatively like this is yours as well, and then
my life.
It's your life, you know, and then like Oscar like is like having a podcast with the baseball jersey on. Like, he's like
in the corner was
he's like a straight token here. Tonight he's only here for a straight token pass. Yeah. So chillness, 5 minutes.
I think with everything, like I said, when we had the live yesterday, or I think 2 days ago, I wanted to make it very clear, like, at the end of the day, like, nothing happened between me and Drew, so I don't have any problem. I don't hate him. Like, a thing with everything going on, I was like, I just chose to be there for Pablo. But I've never had a problem with it. You're just like, but the whole time you were just nice to me, so I can't have like nothing but hatred, you know? Like, no hatred towards you.
I'm like, the truth comes out?
I'm like, actually, I'm pretty mad.
Drew having his foot on my wine the entire time is crazy.
Oh, you have to be. You're like staying. You're like other people that watch our podcast for their feet. Like, yes.
No, but yeah, so that was the tea. We both talked about each other a couple times on live. The views probably spiked when.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like what people see is like, okay, they're like what is it called? Cocky. But it's like the reality of it is like, no, people love the drama.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, wait! I just got like really dizzy. Sorry.
Did you really bug out?
No, like literally, I just got like really dizzy.
I'm dead now.
No, I'm not drunk or anything. I think I just got like dizzy from like getting so excited. You know what I mean?
I'm so excited.
Okay, T. Wait, you talk because I need like a second to decom whatever.
But I think overall, with this whole scenario told us, like, we're like,
yeah, I'm gonna get water.
The end of the discussion would be like, it comes to terms like, bitch, everything happens. There's a lot of things that go on behind scenes. Like, I feel like most of the people like thought like it was like a hatred, like they're never gonna come back. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I feel like also like, I don't know, being hatred towards people for a long time, it doesn't like, it's not the vibe. You shouldn't be hating each other. Life is too short, you know.
And I feel like especially because like there's like different things, but and I feel like at least in my case, it's like I always try to take accountability. Yeah. I'm not just saying, oh, I didn't do that, or like, no, this never happened. You're wrong. It's like, no, it's actually like the realization, like, oh, I did do this,
yeah, exactly.
and I'm sorry, but I did it because of this and this and this, and I was just like delusional.
No, that's good because I feel like most people in this industry don't like take accountability. They're just like, oh no, they're just like, oh, like I didn't do it, and now I'm gonna stick by it. You know what I mean? But that's one thing I can appreciate about like Drew. Like he's one thing he will do. One thing he will do is like take accountability. And then they're like, I'm very cool with Drew. Like I invited him to my 21st birthday, and probably had the funnest time we've like ever had. So like
in our lives,
like probably the funnest we've all had, right, guys? No, but I think overall, it's good ending. Wow, one dream.
Oh, I have something.
I'm so.
This is gonna be the one funny clock that I'm gonna give you, and then we're even.
Okay, wait, what's the clock?
Funny clock, funny. It's not bad.
Go ahead.
Guys, when Drew asked me if we could talk, and when we got into the car to talk because it was like nighttime and raining or something.
Is that funny?
No, it's like afternoon.
What is?
It's like baby blue out. What are you talking about?
No way! I thought it was like raining and thunderstorming, or maybe that's just how my emotions felt. Wait, let me say this.
I'm like scared.
Guys,
I'm so scared.
This is so funny. The day that Drew asked me if I wanted to talk to him, we got to my car, and the first thing he says when we talk is like, you know, I was thinking about reaching out to you. I didn't know if I should text you or just send you a matching Balenciaga hoodie, but I texted you instead. That's crazy. Therapy can help a lot, but it won't fix a rich bitch.
Wait, that's true. I did say that. That's
funny. It's funny.
And I did get the Balenciaga sweater.
I'm like, I didn't get it. No, guys, I need to finish this. Sorry. So, where's my Balenciaga? I'm just kidding.
Coming soon?
Oh, babe.
No, wait. Please,
what do you have to say?
Commercial break?
Commercial break.
This video is sponsored by Chatty.
Tell the story about Chatty.
Oh my god, yes. Okay. I don't know about it because I wasn't here, so I wasn't in the scenario. But what happened with the Chatty?
Check the mics.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Okay, give me like more beatbox. We know to talk about the chatty matte lipstick.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but I think it was a funny story.
Wait, how does the story go?
Was I even there?
I'm like, was I there?
Yeah, let's say from your thing, and then I'll say.
About how you guys met
Okay, so we were just at the club, and beforehand, I got this chatty, and I was like wearing it because it plumps your lips and it's like super viral. And I showed Pablo, then he tried it, and he's like, "It's burning."
like my lips are burning.
No, that ass. And then we got to the club. Time passes by. Then we see none other than Chatty McLip Plumper himself, just chilling on the side, just literally just standing there. And then we approach him. Wait, what did we say?
What?
What did we say when we approach him?
Oh,
You're finally back. You're finally back from like fainting or something.
Yeah, I literally almost passed out, and I think I still might, which is at this. But we walked by him, and I went up to him, and I was like, "Your lip gloss is making my lips burn." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Your lip gloss is making my lips burn." And then Indy was like, "It's been burning for like 40 minutes."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That should be done soon. It should be gone." And then I was like, "No, yeah, it's fine, it's fine." And he's like, "Oh, how do you like it?" And then Drew's like, "Oh, I love it. Like, I love it. Chatty McLip Plumper. I love it. I love it." Like, I'm like,
"Relax." And then he's like, "Oh, I love your lips." And I'm like,
yeah.
Chatty.
No, literally.
I was
so
saying,
funny.
he's like, I love your lips, and you're like, all right.
No, but it was just funny. No, it was funny though, because when he brought it earlier, I've seen that ad many times, and so he's like it's a very like, "What's up, guys? It's Chad, like with Chatty McLip Plumper," like very like that. He said hot.
Yeah,
You're so
really
no.
bad.
So and then I like everyone always sees that, and he's like selling it, which I wanted, but it's like $38. I'm like, road
exactly on the dot.
isn't even, like, road isn't even that much.
$38?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So and then me and Indy were kind of laughing about it the entire day, being like, "Oh, like that's just funny, like chatty, you know what, yada yada." And then we literally see him at the club, and we're like, "What the fuck are the odds?" Because he doesn't even live in LA.
Like the chances are insane.
Yeah.
So how was we hope for you guys that this weekend? I want to know.
I'm like,
I wasn't there this weekend, so I want to like see what I missed.
I was
out on.
messy, but
Like, WeHo wouldn't be WeHo without it being messy, honestly.
Drew's lips were locked in.
I don't know. I think the alcohol was alcoholing, but I was making out with this one guy that I do not remember. And then Pablo's like, "You were making out with this one." Pablo scared the shit out of me because he was like, "No, wait."
Wait, say it. Come on, we have to spice it up. Come on.
Well, I'm like,
I don't know if we should be joking about that.
yeah, no, never mind. But long story short, yeah, I was making out with some guy, and I was just like, alive.
Honestly, I always just like I feel like every time I get drunk too, I just make out with some random ass bitch that I don't want to be making out with,
Fun.
and then they start saying shit around. But let's not get into it. Actually,
Oh, maybe we should get into it.
actually, we shouldn't get into
I
it.
think we should.
We shouldn't get into it. We shouldn't get into it.
We should get into
Oh,
it.
wait, no, we were not getting into it.
Yes, we're getting
No,
into
we're
it.
not.
Yes.
We start fighting. We're like,
Alright, so basically, I have this active follower that always watches my lives, and he's super cool, whatever. But he's like a very big follower. He's supported my business. He follows Oscar. He watches the podcast, everything like that. Tell me why, you guys. I've been asking Oscar for a while now, like, oh, like, would you ever like hook up with him? Because Oscar loves the narrative of like,
Oh.
yeah.
okay, well, actually, now that we're talking about it, let's start saying some shit then.
Okay, let's
Okay,
go. Wait,
so
let me finish the.
Okay, go say it. Say it.
Oscar's bad, guys.
No, since you want to start talking, like, come on, let's
Wait,
go.
is it bad to talk about it?
Bitch, I already told you I don't want to talk about it, but you want to talk about
Wait,
it.
are you being for real?
Yes, I'm being for real. But talk about it now, since we already started it. Go.
No, I didn't.
No, say it, say it.
I'm like, cut the camera.
Yeah, start it. Finish it. No, finish it. We're already here. Let's start it. We have this podcast needs some views. Bitch. So let's go talk.
Okay.
Forget what else we said.
I know. So basically, oh yeah, I'm scared. I know where this is gonna go. Basically, there's a follower on my live. There's a couple followers on my live. Oscar follows them. Oscar talks to them. I'm like, okay, cute, whatever. But I've kind of expressed this thing to Oscar that like he like hangs out with like people that he doesn't have to hang out with, or he'll like will like hook up with people that he like doesn't need to hook up with because like he is like, you know, just like whatever. But like he can do way better. He deserves way better. Wait, this guy is not one of those people though. I'm not saying he deserves way better or nothing like that. I'm just saying like in general, like Oscar's a talker. You know what I mean? So I've asked Oscar a couple of times. I'm like, oh, would you ever? Is it flashing?
No.
I asked Oscar. I was like, oh, would you ever like hook up with any of these people? And Oscar was like, no, what the hell? I have standards. He's like, I have standards, Pablo. I would never. You think of me as some loose bottom with a big hole? Like, literally, he's signs. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I literally don't think that. I'm just asking. And then he was like, oh, no. And we like moved on. That night, I see the boy at the fucking club. And that's when I was with Drew, when Drew made out with one of his friends. Me throwing everyone on the bus, I'm sorry. And then, this is awkward now. Okay, and then, this is where it gets a little awkward. I see him and he's so cool. He's like, hey, Pablo, hi. Like, oh my gosh, like all this and that, like being super cool, being super nice. And like, you know, he's been a follower for a while. He watches my live. So I'm like, that's dope. If you're watching this, sorry.
That's dope.
That's dope. It's dope. And then I was talking to him and then he was like, oh, where's Oscar? I was like, oh, he didn't come today, yada, yada. And he's like, oh, okay. Oscar's so funny, bro. Or something like that. I don't really know how specifically got brought up. And it got to the point where he was like, yeah, like, not gonna lie, Oscar and I have fucked around a few times. And I was like, no way. Like, you're lying. And he's like, no, we have, bro. You think I'm lying? I was like, yeah, like, there's just no way. Like, there's no way. Because I knew I had asked you. And he's like, oh, bro, you want proof? I was like, no, I do not. I do not need proof. Because I was scared about what he was going to show me. Because if there's one, I don't know where the videos are at. I don't know what's going on. So
not on Twitter. So I do it to myself before anyone does it to me. So
yeah. So and then so and then I was like, oh, like what do you mean? And then he like showed me messages. Well, it didn't show me. He basically just like scrolled and like was like, that was his proof. And he was like, oh yeah, like Oscar like stays hitting me up, like yada yada. And I was like, oh wow. And he's like, oh yeah, but like we fucked around a few times. He wasn't like saying it like a bad way. I think he like didn't know that I didn't know, but at the same time, I don't know why he would have thought that I knew. And then it got to a point where I was like, no way, like you're lying. And I think he wanted to like prove it. And yeah, he proved that. There has been some.
Yeah.
There has been some.
There has.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is awkward.
No, so with this whole situation, there's one thing that I don't tell Pablo's specific guys that I don't fuck with. I mean that I fuck with, because there's one guy in particular that I fucked around 2 years ago, almost like a year and a half ago, like so fucking long, basically, that he shames me to this day. Like every fucking day, he tells me, "Oh my god, remember when you fucked that little bitch?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm like, we want to start talking about people that we fucked. We can start talking about people that we fucked that we regret." Exactly. So at some point, I have to start making myself seem like I don't fuck around with some lame. But bitch, if it's 2 a.m. and I have this random ass bitch telling me that like I'll like we'll do stuff, and no one's available at 2 a.m, then fuck.
No, I get it.
I get easy access, so I'm gonna get whatever I can. But in that situation, I didn't want like Paul to be like, bitch, you fucking fucked this ugly ass motherfucker.
No. I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel unsafe to tell me the people.
No, so I'm just
I do know who you're talking about, and I'm not gonna lie, I still agree. You could do way better, and it's embarrassing. And
I mean, I think that's one thing. But
also, I don't bring it up every day. I'll bring it up maybe once like a month.
That bitch once a week. Every time I go to WeHo.
No, because we'll see this person. I'm like, there's just no way. Also, it's not even like this person's ugly or crazy or bad or anything. It's just more so a thing of like, Oscar, like, let's be so for real. Like, but it's also, it doesn't have to be 3 a.m. at WeHo on 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. Like, let's be fucking for real.
But it's also like this guy, I never did anything with him. So them saying that we ever like fucked around or anything. You see, and then he does this thing on the podcast where he just always looks. I've never had sex. I'm like,
I've never had sex in my life.
I've never had sex with him. Yeah, we made out, and maybe I gave him a hand job, but it was nothing too crazy. I'm like,
so y'all actually didn't do anything?
We never did anything.
Oh, so allegedly.
No, I mean, I fuck around with a lot of guys, and what about it? I can say that because I'm like, I'm not. That's one thing I'm not afraid of. If I can say who I had sex with, but that guy in particular never had sex with.
Yeah,
it's never gone to it's never gone to the point where we have sex. So it's just like more like hand jobs, more like.
Well, so then at that point, it's like you met up with this person one time, so it wasn't one bad decision. It was 4.
Yeah, it was 4 bad decisions. Yeah, and I fucked up. But it's come to the scenario where I'm like,
I don't think you're wrong at all. I think you deserve to have fun. Whoever you want to. No one's ugly. No one's better. If you have a vibe, you have a vibe. Me doing PR right now, I'm like scared that. No, I'm kidding. But mainly, I'm just saying, like, I'm obviously. Me and Oscar have a code word.
We can't say the code word.
We can't say the code word. So imagine the code word is like Jacob, or Lordy or something like that. And then every time that one of us were, because I'm in a relationship, but anytime that one of us were talking in like a spooky like scenario, we'd be like, a Lordy, you know? And like that would be our like sign.
To like get out of this.
But then it's like a problem because Oscar chose like a famous person that's like always being talked about. So we're literally like, saying our code word as this person's on the radio, and we were like, are you saying code word, or are you just like the fucking radio?
Like, do you want the artist to start playing at the club?
Yeah, we're like putting on aux. I'm like, no, bitch, you're literally next to it too. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Well, you guys know what I mean. Let's be fucking real. You know what I mean. So yeah, and that's happened a couple times. Oscar used to do that with me a lot. So like, it's valid, but I think that since I've been in a relationship, it seemed like a little bit more like me onto you.
Yeah.
And I apologize, and I'm sorry, and I think you deserve the best. And I don't think that you should be messing around with people that are obviously just like not on your par.
Yeah, I mean that's so true, honestly. But sometimes once 2 tequila sunrise hit, and I'm ready. Suddenly I'm making out with that homeless guy in the corner.
No, literally, let's change that to like 3 or 4 because 2 is crazy. 2 is a fucking brunch.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
let's fucking like calm it down over here.
No, that's something. That's why I had to take a break from WeHo. That's why I didn't go to WeHo this weekend. That's why I did.
Yeah, that's why he didn't. No, Oscar's like on some kick. Oscar was like talking about. He's like, yeah, like I just want to be in my me era, and I was like, yeah, like I've been in my me era for a while now in terms of relationship, and I really think it'll like make you happy. No, but Oscar's literally, I'm sorry to say, he's literally baseball fuckboy 101. Like, Oscar is a fuckboy, like, love him to death, but you're a fuckboy. Like, I've literally, we were walking around Coachella, you guys, and people were fucking stopping Oscar, like, hey, Oscar, what's up? And they would hug, and Oscar would be like, hey, we're different people. One guy, he was like a little bottom, the other guy was like, what's up, bro? Like, literally different ass guys, and then at the end of it, he'd like, look at me and be like, we hooked up. We hooked up. And then one guy, he was like, oh, that guy told that guy not to mess with me because I hooked up with that guy. I'm like, oh, but see, this is like high school right now. I'm like, we're at Coachella. Jake Charles sucking dick in the face.
Name drop, boom.
Oh, name drop, boom, yeah. You said name drops.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we talked about that.
Yeah, we had a lot of
if you have anything to clock me about, you can clock me because I don't want you to think I clocked you.
No, that's fine. Sometimes I deserve a good clocking, honestly. And I take accountability, honestly, I do.
Do you want to clock me? Can somebody clock me?
I don't like school.
I got a lot to say. No, Scooby should clock me.
I was like, actually, this is my moment.
No, literally. But how are you feeling, Drew?
Good. I'm like very high in drunkies. So
Really?
allegedly conspiracy for this whole video.
Dude, do you want to clock me? No. Can you clock me? Can you say one thing for the camera? Please, baby.
No.
One thing. You're so cute, please. I'm like, you're so cute, please, baby. Oh, yeah, please. What can you answer?
Right now, I was like,
It's okay. You're going to cry? I'm going to cry?
Oh, he's dumb. He's like, I gotta hope
You're going to clock me hard. Wait, come. Why do you still have that damn joint in your hand?
Oh, dumb.
oh, well, this podcast is okay.
You got something to say?
I'll say.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, just say something.
So,
No, it's okay.
Taking the fifth.
I have a question. What is your favorite thing about me?
Oh gosh. Oh, I love.
I love SZA.
I love Grimes. I actually do love Grimes. Anyways,
Oh, he starts talking.
I know. Like, anyways, guys. So,
Really?
I'm
Lewis pizza for a bot.
I like how.
It's so serious.
I just
I think I said it before, but I like how silly you are off camera.
Oh,
Just like with me.
God, how do you feel?
You're so cute.
How do you feel?
I love you. Okay, thank you. Okay, next topic because we got like really sappy right there.
No, literally.
Okay, should we talk about Coachella, Oscar?
We should talk about Coachella.
Okay, let's talk about Coachella for like 20, okay? Thank you, Drew, for being on the podcast. We appreciate you. I hope you had
Thank you,
fun.
Drew.
And you ate down, and we'll see you soon.
Oh my God.
Are you? We had 1.5 glasses of wine.
Yeah, but I'm like
Oh, okay. Fucking cut back to that day he was
I'm
throwing up on that party bus. Literally. Oh, here's your Chatham lip plumpler. Bitch. I put it on before this. My lips were begging, and I did it.
code red.
No,
Do you have a
okay.
code or no?
You have a code?
That's such an influencer thing to say. Do you have a code?
Well, you have a code.
Alright guys, restart. We're gonna get into the Coachella part right quick. Alright guys, we're back with the final part of the episode, the Coachella segment. We had a lot to say about Coachella.
It was so exciting.
I know.
We should go right with days.
With days?
With
Okay,
days.
let's go. Let's go by days. Let's go by hours and minutes. Okay, so basically, I feel like it all started when you called me and told me the canopy flew out of your Tesla.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's like when the entire thing started.
And wasn't the day of?
Yeah, it was the
the day prior to us leaving to Coachella.
Yeah, the night prior, Oscar called me and he's like, Pablo, like I was fucking around with some guy in the car with the windows open and the canopy flew out of the car. I'm like, that is such an Oscar thing to fucking say. Like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? He's like, I'll find a new one. So he found a new one, and that was kind of what started like the chaos of Coachella, because I hadn't even had my ticket yet. I got my ticket at like 9:30 p.m.
We got it the day of, like, guys.
Literally, it was crazy. We had to pick it up at will call and everything like that. I paid fucking a little bit too much for Coachella, but that was such a fun experience. We ate with that. If you guys remember, put your leg down so we can like use your face a little bit more. But yeah, no, it was such a good experience. We met so many people, and like I said, like it really helped me out with my social battery so much.
Yeah,
like, it was such a good moment.
Honestly, like I was low-key kind of scared because I feel like we were so underprepared. Well, it says low-key we started planning everything the day prior. Before we had left to Coachella, like what we're gonna bring. Yeah. Low-key, we both bought the opposite things that we said we were gonna bring.
No, literally dead ass. But it was so funny because I was like, oh, I have eggs, but I don't have salt. And Oscar's like, I have salt, but I don't have bread. And I'm like, I have bread, but I don't have gas. Like, gas kept okay, but like we literally like got so into it to the point where like we had a functioning society in our little 30 by 10 square foot place. Like we ate down with that. It was me, Lewis, and Drew. It was me, Lewis, and Oscar. Sorry. I'm like, it was me, Lewis, and Oscar. I didn't go to Coachella. I was like, I didn't go to Coachella. I ate my Coachella experience. That sounds like
it was all fake
video. But yeah, no, like. So basically, Oscar was trying to beg me to go to Coachella. I was like, I don't know. I debated it for a little bit, made some money, yada yada. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Coachella. Bought my ticket, convinced Lewis. Lewis was like, duh. Or we both bought our tickets. Next day, we left for Coachella. We left at like 4 p.m. because you had work, right?
No, we left at 4 p.m. because you were just running late.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I left work.
Yeah. Let's get things out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, because you told me you were getting off at 1, and then you're like, oh, no. You told me you were getting off at 4 originally, and then you were like, oh, now it's 1, and then I was like, okay.
I don't know what decisive.
Oscar loves the narrative. He's like, oh, Pablo, like, whenever you want to hang out, like, I'm right next door. Like, come over. Like, let's all hang out. Like you want to get dinner? Come over.
That's so real.
I'm right next door. Come on over. I'm like, okay, bet. I don't know what was in my fucking mind to give myself 30 minutes to get to his house on time.
Because I always show up like to your house like in
so
a few
fast,
minutes.
Exactly. So then when
I'm zooming, I'm like,
so when I look it up, it's 1 hour and 59 minutes. I'm like, where the fuck does Oscar live? I did not know you lived this far. Like you live literally, who knows? We might as well have went to Coachella and back at that point. Like literally with the traffic and everything, I had to do pit stops at gas station, fucking Chipotle. The bitches at Chipotle were being so mean, like you don't know what it went through. But it was like really intense, but it was exciting when we got there because everything happened perfectly. Like we got there at the right time to meet the people next to us.
Yeah, because they were just arriving at us. Mm-hmm. Oh, but then again,
everybody around us. We had like Koji, Jade. I kept calling her Jade throughout the weekend, but it's Jade. Will, Sam, like all those people were right next to us.
Well, I feel like we shot with day 0, so we were lucky. Like again, we were running a little bit late. So by the time we got there, like our neighbors started parking right next to us. We started getting settled down. We pulled up to our camping site. We had nothing prepared. Our canopy didn't have the little things to hold it down.
Like so the stakes.
Our canopy was going to start flying throughout the night.
Yeah, and Oscar was like, oh, I think it's fine. We'll just put the rice bags on it, right? Like, what? What'd you say we put on it?
Oh, we should put like a cooler on it.
He said something like crazy, like Cheeto bags. Like, he said something that was so not going to work. Like, it's crazy. And I was like, Oscar, no. So I had to hunt around and use my resources of communication because we were in a survival mode. I was the communicationist. And I went around and I asked around, and I did. And I found 1, plastic stakes didn't fit. 2, other stakes didn't work. 3, I think Oscar stole them from the neighbor without even asking, so it didn't even work.
But we became friends with them, so.
Yeah, we became friends with them, and we did use their stakes.
Yeah, so the first night we ended up shotgunning until like 3 a.m.
Because we met them as we were setting up.
Yeah, so we had been setting up, and when our neighbors...
we can't just skip by the fucking security. Are we fucking stupid? You know the security moment.
Oh yes, guys. So whilst we were pulling up to the security, there was a whole list of things that we couldn't have. It was like an essay.
Everything that was on the list.
But it also was like an essay worth of like things you couldn't have.
No, it was like you couldn't have like bread. We had it. You couldn't have glass. We had it. You couldn't have a gun. We had it. I'm completely joking.
Monetized.
No, I'm completely joking. Oh my gosh, I love you, Coachella. We've never done. No. Okay, anyways, but like it was fucking crazy. Like we were like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff on the fucking list. But to be honest, the stuff on the list were like glass for like alcohol. Like because you don't want any crazy person like breaking glass and like I don't know. I think that's why it would be or like stabbing someone glass or something like that. And then they also didn't let you bring in like propane tanks or butane tanks, but a lot of people ended up bringing them in. So I think it was just about seeing it or not. But what was on there was weed. And you know what? you know me, I love weed, and I wanted to bring in weed. So I literally got like 4 joints to bring in, and we literally had to like put them in different parts of the car. Like, if there's one thing about Tesla, it's like a fucking Lego. Like, you can put shit inside of fucking crevices and shit, and like pick it right out. And we put a bunch of joints everywhere. And when we got through security, it was like we waited like an hour and a half of like car lines because everybody got checked, which I understand. But then they like took everything out of our car. Oscar, you thought you were so slick with your frunk. He's like, we should put stuff in the frunk. Like, they'll never know about the frunk. Right when we get there, they're like, open up the frunk.
I was like, I had to open my hole, and then they were like, wrong front. And I was like,
It's so crazy.
oh god.
We're like, that's the front, the back trunk. Anyways, but yeah, so,
never mind. I won't even.
Well,
they didn't even check that well. I'm like,
they did.
Well, I guess, but because we had a lot of alcohol. That's why we were looking scared. We had way too much.
I just think that like they were just doing that as precaution to keep people safe. I don't think they would obviously care about alcohol.
Yeah, because we had way too much. We had like a Casamigos, we had a Biggie Ball, we had like 3 cases of stuff.
Yeah, it was like fucking handles all over. That literally our like roommates / neighbors would drink with us out even there. Like literally, like, you know, you're David, love you to death. But no, remember that? Oh,
David, please, we're okay.
No, we love. But I remember like when kid, it comes to the point where like we got so close to people where we'd like come back from our showers and they'd be like chilling like at our
yes,
like they'd be chilling there without us even there, and it was cool.
No, but they were inside the Tesla when we come back.
Yeah, they were like inside the Tesla sleeping with the camping mode on.
I was like, hello.
Yeah, no, literally would come out of nowhere, but they're so amazing, such awesome people.
Yeah.
But one time they were like, David's so funny. He like came to us like the second time meeting, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm so drunk. Like earlier we came here and we chugged your buzz ball. Like we drank so much of it. Yeah,
drank your Casamigos."
He's like, "We drank so much." Like, yeah, we did all of it. And then he was like, "Bro, I was doing to Jade, and she got to 16 seconds. Like, what the fuck?"
And then we got back in the B-balls with this much.
God, we were like, "What the fuck?" And like he was like, "Yeah, bro." And I was like, obviously there wasn't a problem because we were all sharing, but I'm like, "Bro, we barely had any alcohol at the end of it because you know we were begging." So that was so funny. But yeah, so we did day 0, got through security, set up our tent, put up everything.
Shotgun with Wilt
and Sam, which were our neighbors that were like, "Hey, where are you guys from?" And we kind of got really close with them. And they've been to Coachella camping before, so they were like, "Oh, like we can go to the silent disco right now." So we shotgunned with them, set up our little moment, and then we went to the silent disco where we literally had so much fun.
Yeah.
And we all had matching Coachella hoodies.
Yeah, we did.
Because before we went to WillCon, there's nobody there, like not even one person there. I was kind of scared. I was like, is nobody going to go to Coachella this year? Like, there's not even one person there. But then when we went to the car camping, everybody was there.
Oh, bitch. Look, I think we should mention how like Wilt would always wake me up to get a shot.
Well, that's so funny, but
it's real, huh?
But it's real.
So our neighbor Wilt would always like knock on the Tesla window and be like, "Oski, shot o'clock." And it's like 9 a.m. I'm like, guys.
Yes, Oscar developed a crush on our neighbors.
I did.
He like, developed a little crush to the point where like we'd wake up at like 8 a.m. all crammed in his Tesla, and he'd be like, "Wilt!"
Like,
Wilt! Like, that's the guy's name.
And I'm like, Wilt, it's a Will with a T.
Yeah, he's like, it's Wilt with a T. He's like, "Good morning, shot o'clock. The first day they were so down. The second day I think they were a little bit hungover, and they were like, "No, Oscar, stop." The first night they literally like came into our fucking Tesla, and they were like they opened it, they knocked, like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" We were all like crammed up in there, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing? You guys want to drink? Shot o'clock." We're like, it's literally 3:30 in the morning. You're like, "Come on!" They crammed to the Tesla. One of the boys was like, literally like this to Oscar. And like,
no, I was literally being a little.
He's a straight guy who's completely straight, but like Oscar was having fun with the narrative. And then they all got on a Tesla. We talked to them for like 40 minutes, all drunk, and it really like established a relationship. But I feel like after that, they were like embarrassed because they were like, "Oh shit, did we really just like annoy them like that?" Because they were like, "Oh, like we're sorry, whatever." But
we were all like Johnny. We're like,
no. But the real kick is, guys, there was like a little everybody there was essentially straight. And obviously Oscar's gay, but like these straight guys were very like they were trying to do stuff. You know, they'd be like, I remember one point like this guy even came up to me, sorry babe, and he was like, or like he said it to all of us, I think, like he had oranges and he's like, "Here's a cutie for a cutie." Like what was going on? Like literally like
no, all the straights at Coachella they were ready.
Yeah, they were ready. Well, because they're at a fucking festival with a big rainbow thing in the middle. Like they're like LGBTQ plus. Like
and then the guy that was like, I forgot who it was, like some random guy, and they were like, "Oh, probably have nice eyes."
No, they were all like, "Probably the most beautiful person I've ever seen." I'm like, okay.
With your curls, like, yeah, oh my god.
But at the same time, I think that.
And then I would look at Louis, I'm like, Lulu.
Yeah, no, they were good. So, but I think honestly, like that made them even cooler. Like how like fun and like, you know, like they weren't like super like they were so cool. It's such cool people. We met amazing people. But does a notification keep coming up or am I like blacked out?
You're blacked out.
Oh, okay, I'm team. But yeah, so we met them. Day 0 after that, we woke up. That day was Lana Del Rey at night for the headliner, but we had also watched
Day one.
Day one. That was day 1. Who else did we watch today? We watched like a random EDM house music that we went to with the group of people.
I think we looked entered our EDM era during like.
We went to a couple EDM things. Yeah. We really enjoyed Grimes.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Grimes.
There were a lot of things that we had on that we can't talk about. Like
oh yeah, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. That's
yeah.
There was a little fight. There was a little. Yeah, it was a fight, but whatever. Okay, so so day 0 that happened. Day 1, we woke up. I cooked us all breakfast. That video went dummy viral on Instagram, by the way, like on my reels. Anyways, literally the other day, a girl went up to me and she's like, "Oh, didn't you make breakfast at Coachella?" I'm like, that was too specific. You always got to be looking like fucking Sandy Cheeks in that one SpongeBob episode, which was like waking up like gorilla bugs. Because that always was. No, she was like, I'm hungover. I'm like. High as fuck. Yeah, I'm off something. I'm like, hello. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh, one of our neighbors, like in the farther neighbors, they had a bunch of drugs and they were like, "Oh, do you guys want this, that?" They had everything. We're like, "We're okay, we're good." But honestly, I'm not kidding.
The day was that it got really messy though. What? Not messy.
Oh, there's like a couple messy things.
No, it was day 3, but that's when everything went like crazy.
Yeah, day 3, a lot of things went south, you guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Because so as we were walking back,
should I be putting on the ring light?
Nothing should be good. Or what do you think?
It's about to get really dark. It's right here.
Yeah, put the ring on.
Wait, keep talking about it then.
No, so day 3. So what we did day 3? Oh, day 3 we started exploring around the campsite.
Wait, no, but we're still on day 1.
Oh, okay. Wait, so do day 2?
Oh yeah, let's see.
Wait, was it day 2 where we started exploring the campsite?
Exploring
when we started going to like the different like bitches are like the story time like
yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, it's like, hello, welcome to Conspiracies by Shane Dawson.
His cat right now. His cat right now is like
what the fuck? His cat right now with $20 million lawsuit. Like yes. Anyways, so yeah. Wait, where are you going to? You want to go to the day 3 drama so bad, which I'm down to do because that was honestly crazy drama.
We just do day 2 real quick because nothing really happened day 2.
Okay, so day 1 was like who did we watch? We watched the EDM person, and then after that we watched Sabrina Carpenter. I watched Faye Webster with Lewis. He was crying. He's the cutest person ever. We watched Lana Del Rey. She came out with Camila Cabello. I was so happy. I love it. We were really drunk that day. We had a great day. Took pictures, made friends. Also, notable mention, when we were on the way to the festival in the car camping line, we met 2 girls, Koji and Jade. And they were like, oh my gosh, they were near us. So they ended up parking near us and having their tent site. We became so close with them. And that's where we also met a few other people from them. And they were like our group. Like we went everywhere together at Coachella. Like we were going around. We went to we literally had such a good time with them. And they were like our besties. So if you guys are watching, we love you. But
they're so nice. They were so nice.
So cool, so fun. We posted pictures with them. Yeah. They were in some of the vlogs. But day 2 was when we went to, was it No Doubt Day. That was when also Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, day 2 we were tired.
No, day 3 was Tyler, the Creator.
No, day 3 was.
That's when me and Lewis were sleeping on the floor.
No,
that was day 2. That was day 2.
Yeah, day 3 was Doja Bosha.
Yeah. So day 2 was Tyler.
But day 2 is the day that we were all tired.
Yeah, that was like a weird day. We were all kind of like doing our own things, like meeting back and forth, splitting up or whatever.
And we were all very tired.
Something really cool that happened is when we were in Lana Del Rey on Friday, this guy, like this photographer with a really big camera who was shooting for Coachella, it was very obvious. He came up to me. He's like, yo, your name's Pablo. I was like, yeah. He's like, I love your videos. I was like, oh my gosh, no way. And he's like, yeah, like, I'm a photographer for Coachella. Like, I'd love to shoot you if you have any time and if you're free. I'm like, yeah. So he gave me his number. Then he was also like, oh, also, like, I could low-key get you an artist pass if you want an artist pass because I work with, like, this specific booth and we have artist passes. I was like, no fucking way. Are you serious? He's like, yeah, like, I'm not guaranteed, but I feel like I can get it for you. I was like, oh my gosh, like, that'd be so dope. I low-key felt bad to ask him for it, and I was also just having so much fun. I didn't even think about it. Mm-hmm. But that day was the day that literally I got so drunk. I was so high at Grimes the next day. And I lost you guys for like an hour because I had to leave the Grimes audience. And then Ice Spice came out and all you guys got lost in Ice Spice. And then my phone was dead. And I looked everywhere and I found Lewis. And it was a whole moment. And by that point, it was like 10:30. I was blacked out, drunk, like, and my phone was dead. So I charged my phone and then I looked at my DMs and the guy's like, hey, are you ready? Like, do you want to shoot? And I was like, fuck. And I was like, yes. We filmed at 10:30 p.m. I was like fucking drunk. My hair looking crazy. Like, so messy. But we filmed like throughout Coachella, like while Gwen Stefani was performing, like "Oh, I'm Just a Girl," and it was like so iconic.
We saw the drums.
Yeah, we saw the drums too. Like that's a band that we learned. But yeah, and then we literally like shot or whatever, and then he told me that he's moving to LA and he's a photographer for a really big model management, and he was saying that we could do a test shoot for modeling. It was such a good opportunity, like moment connection to make randomly, and he came to me in a crowd at fucking Lana Del Rey. Like that was crazy. And we did a photography shoot. I posted it on Instagram, and he said that hopefully he said he'll do a test shoot with me for that big modeling agency that it is. It's actually a big one. Like everybody knows about it. So
for Vogue. Oh my god! Yeah, we were all so excited because he had come back to like because we were like charging our phone and everything, and he comes back all like.
No, because I left. I was like, I'll be right. I was like, I'll be right back, and they're like, oh, okay. I left for like 40 minutes or whatever, and then I come back. They're also there. I was like, you guys. I'm like, what? And I started telling Lou something, and then Oscar's like, wait, what happened? What happened? And I was like telling the whole group, like, and then he said modeling, and everyone's like, and everyone's like, and I was like, thank you.
That's right. We were like, oh my god.
Yeah, and they thought I was like, Rodrigo, because I am. But yeah, and then that was day 2, very chaotic day. We all got very drunk, very, very hot. Yeah. We went to other people's tents that day. That's when we went around to the other people's tent.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's
also the same day that I got into a fight with one of my friends.
Oh yeah, Oscar got in a fight with one of his friends.
Yeah,
day 2.
Which was like, long story short, my friend had left something where we were standing at a festival, and like we wanted to go see
a big ass backpack,
a big old backpack,
a big hard backpack.
And then we were all like, we have to go see this artist, but I'm like, he's supposed to be coming back already for his backpack. I don't want to be carrying around a backpack, like, hello. And he literally wasn't showing up, wasn't answering my calls, wasn't doing anything. So at that point, I was like, dude, I'm leaving your backpack. He's like, don't leave my backpack, I'm coming back. And I was like, no, like, I'm literally going to leave your backpack right here because I don't go
Oscar was we waited so long. We waited like 20, 30 minutes, and the guy was like, I'm coming. He never came. Well, there's no beef. This was just like a fight they had in the moment.
Yeah.
And then Oscar like got really mad, and he was like, "I'm leaving your backpack," and he like put it like next to a trash can. He's like, "You can get it at the trash can." And the guy's like, "What the fuck, Oscar?" Because they're like friends. And he's like, "You can't just leave your shit with me. Like, I understand if it's for 5 minutes, but fucking 40 minutes we're trying to go somewhere. It's a big ass backpack. Come get your backpack."
Yeah.
And he finally like, runs over, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Fucking, they got like mad at each other.
And then I was like, Pablo, let's leave this man because I want to go see someone else. And
yeah. And Oscar was like, "It's better if we split up."
And the people next to us were like.
Yeah, and then his friend was like, "Fuck this," and then he left. And we then we met up with them the next day. And we were completely fine. But yeah.
So, day 3,
Doja Day. Doja Day was when the drama happened, when Oscar got himself in a predicament.
Okay, guys, let's start.
This is bad. This is juicy.
So, let's start off the day with. We started off like a regular day. We started taking shots.
Well, that was a fun day. That was the day we woke up and chose violence. That was the day we woke up, immediately started drinking. We immediately went to the beer pong stuff at the community pubs. Yeah. We immediately wanted to drink more and more.
Yeah.
We started drinking with our neighbors. And on our way back from the community pub, when we were playing beer pong with like everybody at Coachella in the car camping section, we walked by these 2 guys that were just sitting. Oscar and I were scream singing SZA because we were drunk as fuck at like 1 p.m. at Coachella. And these 2 guys are like, "Hey, you guys are cool. Like, you guys got any bud for like some alcohol?" And we're like, "Oh my gosh, we have no alcohol, but we have bud." Like, perfect. So we're like, "Yes, we do." So we're like, "Come over to our thing." These 2 guys come over. We swap a Rooney or whatever. And swap a Rooney, I don't know where that fucking came from. And then we started like drinking and having fun with them and doing like all like they smoked. We had a lot of fun. They were giving no vibes at. Well, now let's continue as if we were in the moment. Let's not get run. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we were just chilling. We were having fun. There was no indication that they were like.
Don't say because it's like a boom at the end.
Oh, okay. So we were just having fun. We were drinking. We were all having fun. I feel like we were all having fun. We were all drinking. And then at some point we were like, holy shit, it's about to be like 3 p.m. and we haven't showered, we haven't gotten ready, we haven't done anything.
Yeah, like we were like just rotting at Coachella, like with all these people like dancing, vibing. Honestly, the people that we were vibing with were all like 30 to 45 years old. We were just vibing with the older people that weren't like really caring about fucking like Doja Cat that was performing that night, you know what I mean? Like, so we were just having fun and learning a lot. I learned about real estate, we learned about New Zealand, we learned about literally so much.
Yeah. And at some point I was like, oh, like low-key, we have to go like take a shower, we have to start getting ready.
Yeah.
And then other people that we had seen that wanted to trade bud for alcohol, they were like, okay, like we'll let you guys change and everything. And we're like, okay, cool.
And they were like, we could come back like in an hour, like, and we can like go in together if you guys are down. And we're like, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? We weren't like really close with them, but like, yeah, we're not.
We had made friends literally through all of Coachella, so we're just like more friends.
Like more friends. Like, why not? Last day, let's do it.
And as we walk into the bathrooms,
like with our shower stuff,
we're
drunk at this point.
Yeah,
I'm sipping a warm beer, you guys.
We had
as beer.
Nothing, no coffee. We probably had a little sip of coffee. We had no food, nothing in our system at like 3 p.m. Just alcohol. It was a lot of alcohol too. And we passed by their tent, and then we see like one of the guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, like he's there. And then like Paul was like, oh, let's take a picture with
No, I was like, oh, like, do you have any alcohol? Like, I was like, do you have any more alcohol? He's like, yeah, I have something. So that's why we went in.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in to go get the alcohol or whatever. But then this guy was like sitting at the trunk. He was like sitting, just chilling. And then Oscar chose violence. Not violence at all, but like.
Okay, so I had recently seen that on his phone. Like, he had his phone like laid out like earlier when he was in our tent. Like, he had a grinder. So I was like, oh, TS fuck, like. I see a little zesty.
Yeah.
So then I saw him sitting in the trunk, so I sat next to him. and
Oscar leaned in and kissed him.
Okay, wait, listen, hold on. And then Paul was like, "Oh, you guys should take pictures." So we're taking pictures, and then we just look at each other and we start kissing. And then we start making out.
No, we get up and then we leave and we're walking away and then Oscar's like, ugh, and starts like running over like it's a love story and like goes back to him. It's like, so I was like, you should like make out with him. I'm like, why did you just like randomly run back to him? That was so random. And then he made out with this guy and then we're like, oh, okay, bye, see you later, and we leave.
Yeah.
We have our whole fun night. We go not fun night. Sorry, we have our fun shower. I had a fun shower last night. I'm kidding.
All right, with all the pews and all the like cum on the floor.
No. So we were like leaving the showers, and we get back to our place, and they're sitting. I don't know why everyone at Coachella is so like. I don't know if it's normal just to like sit at somebody's fucking.
But like, I think I was running a little behind because you had told me about it. So I don't know what I was doing or something.
Told you about what?
Wait, you finish your story now.
Okay, yeah. So we were walking back to our site. They were sitting at our site, and you could tell that the energy was just off. Like, it was off. We were all a little bit drunk and tired, and it was hot, but they were like a little off, or one of them was at least a little bit off. We're like, okay, whatever. And then we're like, oh, whatever. Like, are you guys almost ready? We're like, oh, we're all still kind of getting ready. So low key, if you guys need to go, like, it's okay. Like, you guys can go without us. And then they were like, oh, are you sure? But they were at the same time kind of like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And they left. We had our own moment. We didn't end up meeting with them at all, whatever. And we have our whole fun night. That's when we watched Doja Cat. So much fun. I met a follower that
you messed up so much things.
Well, I haven't gotten to the point yet.
Okay, go.
Yeah. And then like we had like we had so much fun. We watched Doja Cat. Who else did we watch on Sunday? We watched the drums. We watched
the drums again. There was no drums.
No, the drums was on Sunday. Oh no, the drums was on Saturday. Yeah. Who did we watch? Oh, Victoria Monet.
Yeah.
We watched. Wait, who was that other person? 002. That one person we watched.
Coil
no. Two show. And I said 002. And yeah, a couple other people. We also watched like a lot of other people throughout the week, and then we just haven't brought up.
Yeah.
But we have our whole fun moment. Go to Doja. I meet someone with a Boy Virgo necklace on. It was so exciting. We were just on a high. But then when we get back, we go to eat something because we're so hungry. So we go in the community hub to go get something. And then this is when Oscar's like, oh, bitch. And I'm like, what? And he's like, not the two guys unfollowing me. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, those two guys unfollowed me. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, what? Why? And then Lewis was like, really? And then I was like, oh, bitch. And I was like, I think they were dating. And then Oscar was like, no. And I was like, I think they were dating. Those two guys were dating. And then Oscar was like, no way. Like, he had a grinder on his phone. I was like, I don't know. I was like, but when they were at our tent, they had a really weird vibe.
Yeah.
Like, they looked like they were like mad at each other, or one of them like was like hiding something. He was like, and like in his head or whatever, and like, you know. And then I was like, and then we all started putting the pieces together, and we're like, oh my gosh, like that happened.
They were dating.
But Oscar didn't know.
No, like I honestly feel like shit because regardless of what the situation.
Yeah, Oscar felt like shit, but they literally like there was no indication. One and two, like. That boy should not be. Because they were all like holding a fucking knife at him. Like you just like went in.
Plus, they were both the guys looked very like, hey, what up? Like, about to what's up? Like, where the girls at? Like, type shit. So I was like, oh, like they either have girls at home,
or like they were besties. It was
besties. Yeah.
They obviously were like gay, but like it was giving like bestie vibes. Like
exactly. And then once I saw the grinder, I was like,
but then I saw like I remember I had seen at one point like them putting their hand on their thighs, but then also the whole weekend at Coachella I saw so many guys like touching each other. Like you know what I mean? Like, everybody's like putting their hands up. I don't know who's dating at that point, so I like didn't know.
Oh, you at 5%. Charge me, please, or I will die.
Just let us know that it's a bye.
Wait, let me restart that just in case.
No, it's gonna go.
Okay, that was Oscar's phone just made a like little notification that's like, I have 5%. I'm about to die. So we don't know.
That's where we're with this.
That's where we're with this. But yeah, so that was literally it. Oscar made out with a guy who has a boyfriend, and it was fine. It wasn't fine. It's not good. We're not proud of the moment.
Loki, we started all puzzling things together.
Yeah. Also, like. you're okay. And I hope they figure it out. But also, if they're doing that, then like there's a problem, and like they shouldn't even be there. So like, let's be fucking for real.
It's also like if you have Grindr, like I don't know. I've been at Coachella.
Because I feel like realistically, like in gay culture, with a lot of open relationships and older people, like it's very common to have Grindr on your phone while you're still dating.
Yeah,
like super common because it's like we're finding somebody else or yada yada, or they're so in an open thing. But that's weird to have it so consistently on there, like just chilling, especially at Coachella. Like it's giving single vibes.
Yeah.
So like I see why you thought that. And when they unfollowed you, we were like, oh my gosh, we put the pieces together. And then when we were walking back to our campsite, we were kind of like walking by their tents and everything, and like
it was very much awkward.
It was very awkward. Like I think their lights were like off and they were like sleeping or something. Like I don't know. Like it was giving spooky. But we continued our night. We had fun. Me, Lewis, and I like literally just reflected. We went on like a really fun cart back. Like for the last night, we got like a really like feminine like pink flamingo ass like little like bike back, and we went back, and it was just such a fun time. And yeah, that was so fun.
No, but honestly, like besides that whole thing, but at the end of the day, but which really
you're
didn't
not
matter.
a bad person for doing that. You didn't know, and that person should have just been like, I have a boyfriend. Like, let's be for real. You had no idea.
Yeah. So, but I think overall, I think Coachella was really fun though.
It was so much fun. We had so many laughs, so many new friends, and drama, which makes things a little fun sometimes. Like literally,
spice it up a little bit.
Like, we didn't have drama with each other. We all like got along so well. Like, well, actually, the one time Oscar kind of started getting a little like mad at me is when he locked us out of the Tesla. Because he left his phone and his Tesla card inside of the Tesla.
Oh, that was scary.
Yeah, Coachella, and all of our phones were dead, but he ended up calling Coachella getting it fixed. That's
no, I called Tesla.
Tesla, yes.
Thank you, Carlos.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Carlos opened my Tesla.
Carlos opened his Tesla.
Thank you.
And so did Javier, and so did Kevin, and so did Jack, and so did Jill.
Everyone opened his Tesla.
Yeah, oh, no. But yeah, that was
Coachella.
That was Coachella. It was very fun. We made so many friends. And so many artists. I had an opportunity to have a photo shoot, which was so cool. It was so much fun.
It was
so much fun, and I'm glad we all got to do it. And can't wait till next year. It's like so iconic.
Next year.
Guess it's gonna be my 4th year of Coachella. I'm a veteran at this point. It's getting spooky, and I still haven't gotten sent into a guest house. Anyways, it's okay. But I really want to talk about the Sam Bo story.
Sam Bo story.
The Sam Bo story. The last story, guys. The last story of
Okay,
basically, guys. Oscar was having crushes on our neighbors or whatever, and it was very funny. They're obviously straight; they have girlfriends, and they're not like there. But Oscar was like always being like, "Hey, hey," and they'd be like,
I know where this is going.
And they'd be like, "Hey, Oscar," but they'd act like a little like uncomfy with it, but they knew they like liked Oscar's attention or whatever. So after the first night, Oscar the first day he wore Alana, he wore a bow, like a big bow on his like right shoulder, right? A big bow. He wore it to Coachella, quickly into Coachella, or I don't even know what at point he was like, oh my gosh, where's my bow? Like, I lost my bow or something like that. I was like, oh, I don't know. We kind of moved on from it. The next morning, we all wake up drunk or whatever. We wake up with our neighbors. We're being funny. We're taking shots. And this one guy, one of the guys who Oscar like had a little crush on, comes out of the fucking tent like, ooh, like literally, like he's like, ooh, like waking up. And he's like, where did this bow come from? He's like, where did this bow come from? And I'm like, Oscar, isn't that your bow? And he's like, yeah, why is that bow in there? Like, and the guy's like, yeah, Oscar, why is your bow in here? So why is your bow in my tent? Why would your bow be in my tent? And I was like, Oscar, why was it there? I did not think for a second there was anything there. I did not think for a second. And to me, I was just like, oh, like the bow flew with the wind. I don't know what I thought. But then Oscar revealed to us like a couple days later, he's like, okay, bitch, this is what happened. And
so, okay, quickly, before I know my friend about that, but so we, after like, was it day one where I wore the bow?
Yeah.
So after day one, I was tired and I couldn't sleep because, bitch, I fucked up and I thought like all three of us could fit in a Tesla. That's not, like, that's not the narrative. So I woke up around like 2 a.m. I had to go pee. I went to go pee, came back, and I saw someone's phone on like our neighbor's thing, like it was on. So I go, and we just started hanging out. And then me and like this other guy, his name's Sam, we started hanging out, and I had my outfit still on because I was so tired.
Guys, just think about Oscar drunk as fuck at 4 a.m. after Coachella, waking up and getting into our neighbor's tent that's straight with his bow on and his white flowy ass outfit. And Oscar said that he just laid on his tummy and like went on his phone, and they were just like laying next to each other, which is so cute and wholesome.
Yeah, like we the reality is like we didn't do anything, but we were just talking
like,
about
we
life.
all knew that Oscar was gay, obviously. They all knew that we all were, because like me and Lewis were dating everything, or are dating, the fuck. And like literally, so they all obviously knew that. So I think it was like cool that they even were like, yo, like come in, like why not? But it's just funny because they didn't want to talk about it. I think because they were like embarrassed. Or like the one person, they were embarrassed that like they let you in like, so late at night. But bitch, I can't even believe you did that. Like,
and I did, and I stand by it.
And like the story in the beginning with the follower that who knows if he's even being honest about them not fucking. Anyway,
okay,
you guys have a good night.
I hear you.
Thank you guys for watching.
Honestly, we should. This probably like will be the last part.
You're so stupid. But guys, thank you for watching the podcast. We're back. We love. Can we come up with a day right now when we're gonna post?
Next week. But we have to like stick to it though.
Oh, I know, like days. Like what day of the week?
Mondays.
No, Tuesdays.
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 Okay,
we're gonna post Tuesdays every Tuesday.
But it has to be Tuesdays, bitch. Let's like stick to
let's
it.
do it actually every Tuesday.
Okay.
We love a good Tuesday episode.
Not really.
But guys, bye.
So we'll see you guys in the next episode for a pod. And see you later.
Monkeys.